Hi, boys and girls. We're here to talk about the 5th grade Hall of Fame. The 5th grade Hall of Fame is a wall that is going down the 5th grade hall. It began the first year Schaefer Elementary was open. It is only for the 5th grade, and it is a self-portrait wall that highlights all of our 5th graders, and it's a commemorative type memorabilia type wall. So it is done in the art room, and so here we are in our art class, and we're going to learn how to draw a self-portrait. You are going to need a 8x10 piece of cardstock, which is a heavier piece of paper than a regular piece of copy paper. If you do not have cardstock at home, you can stop by the school, stop by the front office, and they have some cardstock there for you in the front office. The cardstock is measured a 8x10 size. And watch my camera go. 8x10 size, and it is a little bit heavier. You can hear the sound. A little bit heavier than a normal piece of paper. All right, for the self-portraits, we already have talked about our proportions. This week's lesson was about the proportions. So we'll go over those proportions again using our fingers. So if you measure one eye, that is the same as in between the eyes, and then you can find your second eye. Then to find your nose, touch your pupils, turn, and you have your nose. To find a chin, your fingers in between your eyes and your nose, and then come down and you have your chin. To find an ear, you would measure the nose, come across, and you have the measurement for the ear, because the ear is the same length as the nose. So we kind of talked about that, and you should have practiced that last week. And this week we are going to use that to start our self-portrait. The self-portrait is going to be in different steps during several weeks. This week we're only going to be doing the face, then we will move to the hair, and we will move to the background. So let's look at some from last year. So this is one. There's a video of the actual 5th grade hall. Your teachers will be sending that home to you, and then it should be available to you on Canvas. So you can get an idea of what that actually is and what we're talking about. All right, so here's one self-portrait. This one, he did a fabulous job. What I want you to notice as we're looking at these is I'd like for you to notice how people made their faces, how people made hair, and what people did with their background. So your background can be things that you are interested in, and it can also be things that it can be a simple type, pattern type background also. Here's another one. Notice she did lots of different things that she was interested in. And her hair is going down. This one, they did just a stripe type background. And they put some things they were interested in. This one, they just did a simple, like it looks like something's dripping. The background does not have to be complicated and can be very simple. Here's another one. She chose a simpler background. And then here's one more. All right. So these are some examples of 5th grade self-portraits. And so now we're going to get started on making one. Okay. So we have our piece of paper. This piece of paper is a piece of cardstock. Some of the other supplies you're going to need are pencil, markers, or crayons, and colors that are going to match your skin, your hair, and your eyes. So you're going to need to find some either crayons, light brown, dark brown, hair. You're going to need to find some colors that match you. All right, so let's get started. We're going to start in the middle of the paper. Our paper has to be horizontal. This is horizontal. This is vertical. Vertical is up and down. Vertical is normally a portrait, but we're doing our portrait using horizontal because that's the way we need to do it. So here we go. We're going to start right here, and we're going to start with one eye. Now, the eye can't be too big, because if you make your eye too big, your head is going to be this size on the paper. So we're going to start with a little curve going up and going down. So we have one eye. I'm going to now take my fingers. I have to measure that eye. And I have to take my fingers, measure, come across, make a dot. This is where my second eye is going to go. So I'm going to now try to make another eye that somewhat matches that first eye. So we now going to make an eyelid, which is going to go across the eye and go across the eye. Now this is where you would put eyelashes, and eyelashes are going to be basically tiny little dots. Let's see if we can get a little bit closer on this so you can see what I'm doing. Get that camera to focus up and lock. So there we go. And we're going to go little tiny dots for our eyes on eyelashes on there. Then we're going to make a curve for an eye, and a curve for an eye, and a curve for an eye, and a curve for an eye. And a tiny little circle on the inside for a pupil. Tiny little circle on the inside for a pupil. So now we have two eyes that are proportional. Because they have enough room for one eye in between those eyes. Okay, so now we need to find a nose. Touch your eyes, touch the pupils of those eyes, turn them, and put one dot where that bottom finger is. Put a nice little reference dot. This reference dot is going to tell you where that bottom nose goes. So now for the nose, we're just going to put a curve, a slight little curve. It's not a big curve. It's just a slight little curve. And then a parentheses and a tiny little parentheses. Erase that little dot. Okay, so this is a pretty good looking nose. I think I'll erase it down just a bit. Okay, so there's a nose. We don't need all of that hockey stick thing that was done in that other video. This one will do. So now we're going to measure where our chin is. So down and down. So in between the eyes and the nose. And then down, and our dot goes right there for where our chin goes. Now our chin will be, we have to look at ourselves and decide, is our chin pointed? Is our chin round? And then we're going to now start to halfway in between, we're going to do the mouth. So a mouth goes a little bit of curve and up, and a little bitty curve and up, and then match it for the top lip, and then go for the bottom. So then here's our face. Okay, so now we're going to put our sides of our face. So that's going to come down and out and down. And come down, out for your cheekbone, and down. Now, you might not like one side or the other. And like I look at this side, and I like this side, but this side, it looks like I came out a little bit too far. So, we're going to come in a little bit. I'm just going to adjust it and bring that in just a bit. And then I can erase. So you don't have to erase everything when you're drawing your face. Okay, so now I'm going to find where my head is. So I find the nose and the chin. Find the nose and the chin. Come up. And so our head is at the top. Okay, so we're now going to come and join those. Come and join that together. And then we will do our neck. So to do the neck, come down from the sides of the mouth. Come down and out to make a shoulder. Come down and out to make a shoulder. And then that's all we're going to do for today, boys and girls. We're only going to get this far, and then we need ears. I forgot. We need ears. So we're going to come measure that, bring it across. So down for an ear. Same thing on the other side. Measure that and come down for an ear. So here we have a couple of ears. We'll work on hair. We'll work on other body parts next time, and more facial features and backgrounds next time. Thank you.